this is Carlos the FEESH with FIN-. This might be an old subject, but I wanted to cover it as he never got properly chastised for these disgusting views. Before we get started, this will be the nastiest subject that I will have ever covered. So, if you are squeamish, please leave now. I just want to know that I chopped the clips up to make them sound a little bit cleaner, but they are in the original context and links to the full videos will be in the description. Okay, let's get into it. Chunk Yogurt and Anna of the Young Tards are okay with taxidermy, the process of stuffing animals.
But here comes the controversial part, the part I shouldn't say. I believe if I were the benevolent dictator of the world, I would legalize bestiality where you are pleasuring the animal.
You're sick! You're sick! Why would you do that?
If you really asked the horse, did you mind?
And what are your feelings about that, Mr. Horse?
No, sir, I don't like it.
Well, there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth.
You see what I'm saying?
You're sick! Why would you do that?
Chunk seems to think that this behavior should be just fine. But The Simpsons, in typical fashion, show that there should be a moral standard that should be followed when a self-help guru convinced the whole town of Springfield to act just like Bart Simpson and do whatever they feel like. Absolute pandemonium ensued and Bart became the sole voice of reason. Just because you feel like it doesn't mean it's a good thing.
What made you yell out that remark?
I do what I feel like.
That's marvelous. I couldn't have put it better myself. I do what I feel like. Be like the boy.
Be like boy!
Texas Representative Louis Gohmert made comments that Chunk was remarking upon here, hence his faux accent. Although Chunk was poking fun at his comments, the rise of people identifying as this and that and groups like Antifa really lend credence to the fact that Gohmert was indeed correct.
All right, now get a load of the argument that Louis Gohmert, Gohmert from Texas, I love this guy, is going to make against hate crimes legislation. It's going to get unique in a couple of different ways. Let's listen in.
We could see that the definition of sexual orientation is wide open to all kinds of interpretation. And someday, some court somewhere will say, you know what, sexual orientation means exactly what those words mean. You're oriented toward animals, bestiality, then, you know, that's not something that could be held against you or any bias be held against you for that. If you're oriented toward corpses, toward children, some would say it sounds like fun, but most of us would say we're perversions.
Now, you could be into the animals, and some people find that fun. Look, I've been through the bestiality.
But it is likely the cause of HIV, AIDS, and monkeypox. From here on out, how about you all keep it to your same species, regardless of how you identify?
You know, some people like that. Now you found that kind of fun.
Oh, that would be me. I love it. I love it.
Okay, but the most of that, that's a perversion.
It's just disgusting.
Now, Chunk also mentioned the story about the woman who was making whoopee with her 3 canines on film.
You know what they did with the dogs? Oh, here we go.
Everything that you could possibly imagine.
Her son turned her in when he found out. Chunk was more offended at the son.
Man, you want to talk about a snitch? Man, you gonna snitch out your mom having sex with dogs? Man, what kind of people have some messed up sons? I think the son's more messed up than the parents.
I think that was his guilt rising. He was that son. I guess it was the dog in him that made him do wrong. Maybe if his mother wasn't screwing dogs, maybe he wouldn't have ended up being such a little bitch.
So, well, the bestiality, I get it. Some people are into bestiality, right?
Is that legal?
No, it's not legal.
Okay.
So then I think, is it really dog rape if the dog came, right?
Oh, Cenk.
Okay, but then, of course, they took it over the top.
Excuse me, Mr. Horse. Tell me, Private Horse, how does it feel?
Good. Mighty good. Yes, sir, I like it.
Is that your fiancé?
No, it's my sheep.
And don't think that Anna is free from this. His first comment that I could find was about 14 years ago, and she thought it was stupid, but kind of funny. Subsequent mentions over the years generally garnered groans of displeasure, but keeping in mind her rant of being better than you because of passionately defending the helpless, which she did not do initially.
If you want to attack me for passionately, defending those who are defenseless, then go ahead. You can attack me all you want.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Not to be a downer about what you're saying, because what you're saying sounds kind of funny, but am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you, okay? Much better than you.
Her segment was called A Bridge Too Far, where she proceeded to cry about imagined slights against her that were well earned. My advice to her would be for her to cry me a river, build me a bridge, and get over it.
You are a piece of fucking shit.
Hey, I resemble that remark. Cross-species breeding has brought us some useful freaks, such as mules, which are a sterile cross between a donkey and a horse, and some useless ones like the crossing of a donkey and a human, which leads to generally a stupid jackass Democrat.
People were terrified at the thought of atheists having sex with animals and giving birth to monsters that would consume humanity.
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
Here we have rare footage from Rosie O'Donnell's birth.
And a guy having sex with the animals is like my old friend Rodell.
Ever had a friend?
Into the animals.
Beastiality. He ain't your friend no more.
He kept going back. He fell in love with a horse.
A lot of people suffered, including me. But I would have done the same thing had I been in his hooves.
Now it's my turn. Excuse me, Mr. Horse. What are your feelings about that?
No, sir. I didn't like it.
Chunk also ran for California's 25th Congressional District special election in 2020, following Katie Hill's resignation. He received a whopping 5.9% of the vote in the primary, which means there were 9,246 people who thought he was a viable choice. Do better, California. This has been Carlos the FEESH with FIN minus and all the poop that is fit to scoop. I'd say don't go sending any hate, but I know that if you're watching this video, you likely don't watch the young turds anyway. Okay, bye-bye.